So now we're about to go explore Mexico City.
3 humans, 2 dogs, no waiting, Uber.
You'd think we were moving in for life. This is what $80 gets you per night with dogs.
In Mexico City.
In Mexico City. Well, this is a pretty awesome place to watch our first sunset. I can't wait. So we told you we were going to be taking a boat ride, and we are here at one of the most touristic activities you can do in all of Mexico City. We're Dennis and Liz, and we've been full-time RVing since 2017. In February of 2020, we decided to embark on a brand new adventure, RVing to Mexico with 2 of our full-time friends, the New State Nomads and I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing. Over the past 2 months, we have seen and done some incredible things together. And last week, we finally arrived to Teotihuacan, a suburb outside of Mexico City, where we were able to explore the pyramids of Teotihuacan and finally get our scooter fixed. But now we're back at the RV, saying goodbye to our friends, I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing, as they head back to the United States. They were expecting to stay anywhere from 5 to 8 weeks originally when we talked about going to Mexico. They never really thought they were going to do the whole trip with us, especially since they had a work camping obligation already set into place. So we knew they weren't going to be with us the whole time, but it was still a bummer when they finally left. But we get it. Everyone has to, that's what this lifestyle's about, right? You do what works for you and your RV style, and if they have obligations that they want to meet and get back in the United States, then we're super happy for them and hope they get there safely and quickly.
Well, for sure.
So now we're about to go explore Mexico City, and instead of us taking the very long commute that's rather cheap here from Teotihuacan, which is a bus, then a metro into the city, which is about 2 hours round trip, we decided we would just get an Uber there, which is going to cost us like $15 US, and we got an Airbnb that allows the New States to bring their 2 puppies, and we're going to explore the city for 3 nights. So the Airbnbs there are so cheap. We got a place that's like $34 for each couple every night. I mean, come on. Our own place. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
$80 a night for a suite.
Yeah.
We're leaving the cats here because we do have electrical hookups in the Teotihuacan trailer park. So we're gonna leave the Max fan on auto, leave the windows cracked for them.
We have an automatic feeder, we have an automatic water feeder, so they're good for several days. They'll just probably miss being pet, but that's okay.
Human interaction is definitely the thing we feel guilty about them not having while we're gone.
So we're really excited to explore and see all that Mexico City has to offer. I've heard amazing things and I'm ready to get there.
Yeah, but first we gotta get this Uber.
Oh yeah, it's true, and all of our stuff.
So the Uber might be a bit of a challenge because of the dogs. So we're gonna have to possibly request a few different rides until someone is cool with us putting the dogs in their car. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, dogs are like children, so they need their own bags, they need their own sleeping stuff, they need their own food. So about 60% of this is actually for the dogs. 3 humans, 2 dogs, no waiting, Uber.
Okay. Whew. Okay, hang on. I'm just getting out, right? Close the door? Okay.
It's getting wet.
All right, I have to look at the door instructions.
Dusty down there.
Oh yeah, come on.
Wait.
What's wrong?
You'd think we were moving in for life.
72 hours in the city.
Yay! It's 1,000 turns. All right. Let's keep it going.
This is what $80 gets you per night with dogs.
In Mexico City.
In Mexico City.
Look at this view. Not bad. So that's mine and Liz's room. Let's check out Howard and Caitlin's room.
They got the Mac Daddy ensuite.
Oh yeah.
Hi, welcome.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I'm jealous.
yeah. Shower.
The humble folks at the bathroom.
The common folk.
Common folk.
Oh, bath.
Very usable kitchen.
And living room.
And then a very quaint living space.
I feel like most people don't know what to expect or think when they come to Mexico City, but it's the 5th largest city in the entire world. It's a huge population and metropolitan city. So pretty much any big city, you're gonna find modern buildings and a historic center. It's the same here. This is definitely the modern style. Well, this is a pretty awesome place to watch our first sunset. So exciting. This is our rooftop terrace of our apartment. We have beautiful views of the city. We grabbed some beers and now we're gonna watch our first sunset in Mexico City.
Welcome home.
We're home! Yay!
Hey.
Missed you guys!
Yeah, we get one. I made the selfie hug. Oh yeah.
Are you ready to see this place?
Yes.
And relax?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm tired of traveling.
Are you ready to change your clothes so you can travel some more to the restaurant?
Yeah, that I can travel.
Okay.
Travels are good.
That's good. So today is our first day exploring Mexico City, where we have the full day. So we're starting off right, going to Rosetta Bakery and Roma Norte. This is a really famous restaurant that has both a panaderia and an actual restaurant. We're gonna just pick up a few pastries since we have a boat tour to get to visiting the Chinampas. So we're just gonna grab some coffee, grab some pastries, and then hit the road. I can't wait. I can't wait. So from our research, there's tons of neighborhoods here at Mexico City, but it seems like the really popular ones that everyone suggests visiting or that has lots of shops and restaurants and bars are the Roma neighborhood, which is Roma Norte, Roma Sur, Condesa neighborhood, and then Juarez, which is actually really close to where we're staying, which is like an up-and-coming neighborhood. We ended up kind of slightly exploring Juarez last night and it was really cool. So I'm excited to actually walk around and see all the cute little shops one of the afternoons we're here. But those are the hip neighborhoods if you're coming to Mexico City. Okay, this place is packed. If we've learned anything in the 2 days, or now 2 trying to dine out experiences, have reservations and come early, be willing to wait. But I think the line is telling us how good this is gonna be. So there's a roll de guayabara, a roll de almendras, which is almonds, roll de cardamom. Conchas are those shells we had in Guanajuato. Roll de canela, which is cinnamon, so a cinnamon roll. I don't know, I want them all. Ocho doble crema, I wonder what that one is. I want to go for a donut.
Oh yeah.
So we ordered a bunch of different pastries. We got donuts, we got lattes.
Is doing like pink sauce in the middle. So the first one we just demolished was the 8 red fruits, and now we're about to hit this Nutella one.
Caitlin a chocolate donut, and I got Howard a chorizo quiche. Citrus scone, and a cinnamon roll, and a cardamom roll. It was all so good. Well worth it. Even if there's a long line, it moves pretty quickly. And we would love to try the actual sit-down meals. I'm sure they're excellent.
Princesita. Oh, this looks incredible. I can't wait. So we told you we were going to be taking a boat ride, and we are here at one of the most touristic activities you can do in all of Mexico City. You can go to the area of Xochimilco and you can get on one of these old historic boats and go through a wonderful ride through the canals that have thousands of islands that have been man-made dating all the way back from the Aztecs time. So over 1,000-year-old islands that were used as natural waterways to grow food. So today we wanted to see a little bit different side of it. Rather than just going out for a big party and lots of drinks on the boats like most tourists do, we're taking a tour with De la Chinampas, and they're going to actually take us on one of the boats through the canals, and we get to go to one of the organic farms and learn about the ancient practice of growing food on Chinampas, these islands. It's going to be a wonderful time. We actually get to have a homemade meal from the produce gathered from the organic farm here, and we're so excited to share it with you.
Mexican coffee with natural sugar cane, who the name is Piloncillo. Chinampa, it's a small island in the middle of the lake. No, it's just different leads of roots, wood, and branches. The word of the Chinampa come from the Nahuatl, Chinamitl, and means bed of roots or bed of branches. Because the Toltecs 2,000 years ago, these guys start to build the Chinampas on top of the water. Because first they put the stakes on the water, and then they build a bed of branches. The first lead is branches. And put the stakes, and then make the branches and put inside of the stakes. Then take the mud from the bottom of the canal and put a one lead of mud on top of the branches. Then another lead of branches and another lead of mud, and many times. And now you have an island in the middle of the lake. Or imagine in my city, found lettuces on top of the Chinampas. When I was a kid, my family used these boats just for make a picnic here. And I have the idea for start to make a basket of lettuces. And I'm sell with my friends and my family. And one day, one of the owners of a Contramar restaurant, they call me and say me, Ricardo, I want your products because have many quality. And the next year, I have 20 restaurants work with me, and was a crazy. My purpose in the beginning was attack the peak of the pyramid and try to start to work with the best restaurants of Mexico City, because now they are top 10 chefs. And now they have Chinampas here, and they produce your own food and bring them to the restaurants. And now what happened? Everybody wants to come here for have Chinampas. And now we create an economical resources in this sustainable system, no? And now it's the opposite. The farmers wants to work with the restaurants for continue plotting the lands, no? And it's a way for restore the area. But the problem in Mexico now is here the 90% of the lands are abandoned. We don't have farmers for continue plowing the lands. If in 30 years we don't found farmers for continue plowing the lands, this area dry. And this is very sad, because if Xochimilco disappeared, the entire Mexico City collapsed. And this is my work now. My work is try to found the families who have the passion for continue plowing the lands again, for make agriculture on top of the Chinampas. I'm start just with 2, and now I have a net of 45 farmers work with us. In every table, every restaurant, every house, every hotel, everything in Mexico have tortillas, no, and have corn. And in this case, it's not the exception. In that pot, you have tamales oaxaqueños. It's a kind of it's masa of corn, meal of corn, wrapped in a banana leaf with tomatillo sauce and chicken. It's really good. Also guacamole, it's another word in Nahuatl and come from the aguacamole word and means mole of avocado. And it's a very Aztec or pre-Hispanic food. You have a cheese there. We call it fresh cheese because here in the Chinampas we have grazing cows. I call it happy cows because that cows don't have any stress and the milk is really sweet for try, and the cheese is amazing. And in the jar you have tamarind water. It's a fresh water because in Mexico always you found in any market you found aguas frescas. And also my last dish is cucumbers with carrots. These vegetables come from here and harvest for you yesterday. And in Mexico we used to eat this kind of vegetables with lemon, salt and chili. It's Tajin chili. It's a local gastronomy. I hope you enjoy it. Here we have ecological crops, organic crops, and we grow the food just like pre-Hispanic time. It's a pre-Hispanic technique, no, for grow the food here, because we use the mud and we make the seedlings on top of the Chinampas. We don't use plastics, for example, for grow the seeds. Just we use the mud. And why the mud? Because the mud is very fertile in this area, because many years ago the city, the Mexico City, was surrounded by 5 volcanoes. But the 4 of them exploded and we have volcanic soil. It's with volcanic ash. It's mean this mud have fertilizer for grow the food inside. The job of the Chinampas is just like a sponge, because they absorb water. No?
Ricardo's Chinampa had over 90 plots growing a variety of vegetables and flowers. We loved getting to hear how the food was grown and get to share in his passion and mission for sustainable and organic farming. Seeing how his efforts are not just saving a dying practice, but saving the city on a much larger scale. We visited the Chinampas weeks before the current epidemic, but feel it's more evident than ever with everything that's going on that the work that Ricardo is doing is needed, not just in Mexico City, but across the globe. We can all be a part of a positive change by finding a more local and sustainable way to buy or grow food in your community. If you're interested in learning more about how you can do your part no matter where you live, my sister, who teaches organic and sustainable gardening in Florida on YouTube as The Urban Harvest, has a video about Victory Gardens, where Americans went back to their roots and started their own gardens during the war, ultimately producing the equivalent of 40% of all vegetables that were consumed at the time. We can't thank Ricardo and De La Chinampas enough for taking us on this tour. If you're coming to Mexico City, we highly encourage you taking your own tour with De La Chinampas to see and experience these beautiful islands in a different side of Xochimilco.
No, dude, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Flour is sweet and soft.
Sweet? Oh my gosh. It is like every bit of rosemary you've ever had just exploding in your mouth. That is the freshest, herbiest thing I think I've ever experienced.